Debbie starts off this hour in New York City. Hi, Debbie. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, what's up?
I hope you're doing well.
I am. How are you?
I'm okay. So my question, I know that I'm very new. But I've already closed 6 credit card accounts.
Good for you.
And yeah, and I have a question, although it's a little far in the future considering where I am with my debts. But you say to do the 3 to 6 month emergency funds, from what I've heard from your show and from reading your books, after you do all your debts other than your mortgage. But I don't have a mortgage because I rent. My husband and I, we rent. Mm-hmm. And so my largest debt is a $93,500 student loan. Mm-hmm. And I'm my other debts altogether, the debts are like almost $190,000. Besides what I already just cut up. Anyway, so my question is, I'm just concerned that that I'll never get to the emergency fund, or it'll take way too long if I do the student loan before I do the emergency fund. My husband, his income isn't 100% steady because he, self-employed, and and
what do you
my
guys make a year?
Is all taken up on my debts.
What do you make a year? Household income.
I actually looked it up. Last year, I made $106,238.
What did he make?
That I don't know exactly. His income really varies. It's less than mine right now. It used to be more. He has a steady $30,000, and then it goes up and down depending upon how much work he has. And it's but I don't know exactly.
What does he do?
He's an electrician,
why is he not covered up in work?
He's 84 years old.
Well, there's that.
He's yeah. My husband's a lot older than me.
Okay.
So he's 84. So he doesn't really do the work himself, and he just backs up other people. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah. I bet.
And so.
Okay. So how old are you?
So he doesn't. So he doesn't So he just gets a small fee.
Gotcha. So how old are you?
59.
Okay. Cool. All right. Good for you. Well, I'm glad you're attacking this. And in general, there's a power to focus. So you've got $130,000 plus or minus income to attack almost $200,000 in debt.
Yeah.
Ouch. What was your student loan for?
Nursing, and then first the 2 loans, the original nursing degree. Then this would be my stupid, I went for the master's, but I did it as a bridge program because I had a bachelor's. So now the master's did me bupkis. No, everyone wanted me to have the BSN, but my bachelor's is in another thing. So I have a borrower's defense case now for that part of loan. I have a borrower's defense case active, and right now I'm in forbearance because of that. I mean, even when everyone else has to pay back their loans because of the pandemic freeze is ending, I still don't have to pay until they decide my case.
Right.
So right now I'm not even focusing on that at the moment, and I don't know if I'll win or not. And if I do, I'll still have for the original degree.
Right.
Which is like
so
about
you are a nurse today.
I'm a school nurse. I'm still an RN, but I work in a school.
Okay. All right.
I have a quick question on that, Dave. Are you maxed out with the degree you have and experience you have as a nurse? Are you maxed out, or could you make more than the 106?
I tried to get back in the hospital, and no one would even interview me.
Well, I didn't ask you that. I'm just saying, are you maxed out in the marketplace?
Is there something else you can do with an RN that makes you more than you make now?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
No, I mean NP, but I couldn't do that because I don't have the experience in anything that you can get an NP in because I spent most of my time in the schools.
Yeah,
gotcha. So I can't go for a postgraduate certificate program as a nurse practitioner because of that.
Right. Okay.
And I also work for my husband's business at night. It's like I work all day in the school, and whenever
listen,
I'm not
his business
school,
doesn't make enough money that you have to work for it much.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's busy, sometimes it's not. And he also doesn't even know how to turn on a computer, so I have to do everything computer-related, even his emails.
Yeah.
like like some people we either owe me emails. I have to
Yeah,
go
but
through
if
all
all
the
of that's
emails.
making you $5, it's not worth it. You might hire somebody to do that. It'd be cheaper if you could make more money doing something else. But so don't get caught in that. So the answer to your overall question is you have a really high. I mean, you're in a pretty deep hole with a medium-sized shovel. And that's what we always call it, the shovel to hole ratio. What's the ratio of your income to the debt? And you have $130,000 to $150,000 household income with $200,000 in debt. And so if we paid $50,000 a year on it, it takes 4 years. If we pay $75,000 a year on it, it takes 3 years. And that means that you're living on beans and rice and beans. You're living on nothing, scorched earth, below nothing in New York City to be able to pull that off. And that's why we're scratching around here, because if we can add $20,000 or $50,000 to this equation on income, it gets you out of debt a bazillion times faster. And whether or not to save for the emergency fund is really not going to be your problem. Your problem is you have got to, for the first time in your life, address this ridiculous debt situation because it's spiraled out of control on you. And so, I mean, we can argue about or discuss the theories of baby step 1 being $1,000 or do you move baby step 3 ahead, but none of that changes the fact that you have $200,000 in debt. And you've still got to address that. And so, if you say I'm going to save $10,000 for a little emergency fund before I move on to my student loan, fine, go ahead and do that. But it doesn't address the issue. The issue is you've got to do something pretty radical and begin to attack this debt at a level you have never considered before. And that's what we're outlining is this intensity and this level of sacrifice to be able to be free and be clear, because the last thing I want you to be is 10 years older and still sitting here. And he's gone home, and he's gone to heaven. That's not what I want for you. And so I want you to have a better life than that. And it's going to involve some, it's a big mess. So it's going to involve some big changes and some big sacrifice to get there. This is not a little mess. So I'm honored to have you in my audience. Thank you for calling, Debbie. I know it's scary, and I want you to feel free to call us anytime. We'll always help you. You keep fighting it. I think you can do it. But, buddy, you got a mountain to climb, girlfriend.